Hello, everyone. Welcome to the program. This is, of course, the part of the show and the entire show where I make the coffee in my underwear. So first, let's briefly talk about the coffee. Sumatra President's Choice, a little cheap. I don't know if it's going to be any good. Single origin. It's going to be dark, bold, and earthy. I'm excited for that. But let's get to these huckleberries. These are wonderful underwear. They're called Beneath. It's called Entourage. The cut is called Entourage with Eco Drive. Has an active base layer. It's wonderful terms. They're a boxer brief. They're 6.5 inches long. I'm not crazy about it. I like my legs to be free. They have 3-dimensional lift and support, which I'm feeling. I'm sitting a little higher today. No shifting or adjusting. I haven't adjusted once. Breathable, chafe-free. I don't really chafe. It's not really my bag. It's recycled, blah, 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 that whole thing. But they're designed by this wonderful artist named Lurk. If you can get a good look at it, it's like a skull and a tree. It's a wizard thing here. It's a Cyclops wizard. I mean, I don't want to point everywhere, but they're delightful. So thank you to Beneath, and thank you to Lurk for designing these. They're very comfortable and hip. I was sent them by David Arquette. So David sent me these underwear because he wears the same pair and enjoys them. And anytime I get sent underwear that people wear, I like to think about, what their crotches would be like. And I think David's would be a lot like his career in the sense that it had a very promising start. Let's get to some questions. Sam said, I just wanted to say much love from Washington, D.C. I hope to meet you again someday. Thank you, Sam. Go bug people in Washington to book me, and I'll see you. Rob said, hey, RJ, I've recently started entering the dating scene, but I also suffer with mental health problems. When is the best time to bring it up without scaring people off? First of all, do not be ashamed of it because everybody has it, and it's not a big deal, and you should, not that it's not a big deal, but it's not a big deal to hide it. It shouldn't be hid, something to be ashamed of. You should just express it. It's part of who you are. If you lost a foot, you would tell people you lost a foot. So what's the big deal? And anyone who is scared off is not the person you want to be with anyway. So to be honest, it's a good filtering system. Maybe second, third date when you're like, oh, am I going to get into a relationship with this person? And yet when you mention it, you don't have to do the whole blow by blow history. You just, mention it, put it out there. And then when you're ready to talk about it more intimately later, then you do it then. At least it's out in the open and it's not like some weirdo secret. You know what I mean? Good luck. Dating is horrible. Bill says good morning. Michelle says good morning. Clarence said, hi, RJ. How are you doing, buddy? I'm good. Sean, Tim, everyone's saying good morning. Sanchez says, good morning, RJ. How do you feel about CBD coffee? First of all, I kind of think CBD is a scam because people give me a bunch of different shit to try and it doesn't do anything. The only thing that I felt anything with was the CBD coffee. There was one from California. I think it was called Kickback, and it was delightful. And I look forward to doing it again, but also it's weird because the CBD and the caffeine, they basically like counteract each other where you just like mellow. I want a little, this is Sunday morning. I need to get some shit done. So maybe at night, I would like to wind down with a cup of CBD coffee. Bill said, cool, that artist contacted this morning to say you look good in them. Yes. The artist's name is Lurk. He's on Twitter at @LurkLovesYou and on Instagram. You just type in Lurk and you'll see a bunch of weird shit, and that's definitely him. So thank you, Lurk. Michelle wonders if the underwear lifts and separates like a good bra does. It seems to have, and it seems to have almost a little alcove for your genitalia. But I think it's working. So there's no pressing. Sometimes if there's too much pressure, things go off to the side. Nails in New York says, good morning, RJ. Good morning to you, Nails. Eric says, sometimes mental illness can lead to a career. Well, it can lead to a lot of things because everyone, don't even say it's mental illness because it's just mental. It's just your mind. Everyone's mind is fucked up and you got to deal with it. Hey, RJ, I think we should have an underwear party with Pepper Parks and Tommy Dreamer next time. I want to join the fun. Thought? Message them, get them together, and I'd be happy to join you, Clarence. Sean said, good morning, TJ, instead of good morning, RJ, and then retracted the statement. Well, let's get to work. And my wonderful Beneath underwear gifted to me by David Arquette, designed by Lurk. David doesn't do one normal thing. Everything he does is like just a fucked up thing. Let us get a scoop in. Here's the French press, of course. Here we go. Put it in view. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what the hell? Let's enjoy ourselves. It's not CBD. I don't know. They tell you there's like CBD creams and muscle creams, and it's like it's just muscle cream. Everything remotely weed related smells and tastes like shit. So it's not a great selling point to me. Nail said, "What is your favorite romantic movie?" That's a good question. I liked, even though we can't really talk about Woody Allen anymore, we can still say the movie's good and he's a piece of shit. That's the way it works. I liked Midnight in Paris. Owen Wilson is a writer, and every time he gets into this car, it takes him to like hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and all these famous writers and people were around. And it's played by good actors. It's nice. I also love how Woody Allen, like, he used to make Woody Allen films that like he was in, and then he got too old, and then you can clearly tell like what character he wanted to play. Like Owen Wilson was supposed to be him. He like, Owen Wilson, even in your prime, sir, get it together. Neil said, and my skin is so clear and healthy. Thank you. I use a lot of aloe vera and moisturizing and exfoliating. Just, it's nothing fancy. It's just hard work. Jeff said, why wasn't SmackDown from Buffalo just 2 hours from RJ City entertaining us? Because they didn't pay me to be there. It's as simple as that. It's very straightforward transaction. Rob said, you have to wonder when David bought them for you, was he thinking about your crotch in them? Well, he wore them. Like, he has his own pair that he likes very much. And I don't know how he got his, but he thought he liked them so much that he wanted me to share in the joy of his genitalia. Smooches said, good morning, RJ and everyone. This is my first time watching live. Everyone, Smooches is new here. Please be kind. Chris said, some work associates of mine are telling me to start a Tinder. I work most of the week and I don't get enough time to myself. To be honest, I'm not in a proper space to put myself out there. Then Chris, the answer is don't. I will also say Tinder is kind of a very one-dimensional thing. There's a bunch of other dating apps that may be suited to you and what you're looking for, or interests you have, or kinds of conversations you like to have. So don't limit yourself to Tinder. Take your time. Do look at it, though. Do explore. But if you don't feel like it, don't do it. Again, dating is horrible. Clarence said, RJ, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020, premieres this Tuesday on Nintendo Switch. Are you Team Mario or Team Sonic? Team Mario, because Mario has just the better team. I like Sonic personally, but he doesn't, Knuckles is terrible. Tails is terrible. I like Robotnik, but as a whole, I'd have to go with Team Mario. Rob said, it was nice to see you on Brian Zane's See No Evil 2 review. Yeah, I was on and I didn't even realize, he was like, let's do this. I didn't even realize who else was on, what the deal was, but it was very nice. Go YouTube it and watch it. Eric said, the case against him is weak and full of holes, in my opinion. I was talking about Woody Allen. I also just think he's an asshole, period. Can you separate Woody Allen's personality from his, what? Annie Hall is one of my favorites of all time, but I always have to get over the big thing. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I probably would not enjoy watching back now, but I would watch it before and go, this is very great. I enjoyed it, and I can tell people that I used to enjoy it. The same way I can tell people that I used to watch The Cosby Show. I'm not binging seasons right now and saying, wow, this guy's hilarious. But, I'm not denying my past. Chris said, I never got Woody Allen flicks. Then again, my 90s baby. He made some decent movies in the 92s. The thing about them is I've done movies and shows I've been in have been very makeup heavy, prop heavy. It's got to be on a set. And a lot of his movies are literally people dressed like shit casually walking around New York. And I'm jealous of that because I would much rather do that kind of movie because it's so low maintenance. Ven Lebray said, I actually find Annie Hall to be relatable and romantic. No one sue me. It's okay to say you like Annie Hall. It's fine. We can separate. It's been a while. You didn't know then what you know now. Bill says, welcome to Smooches, which is adorable. Got nice friend pen pals going on here. Nails in New York said, when can we see you wrestle in New York next? I'm quite a new fan, and I haven't seen you live yet. Well, November 23rd, I'm in North Tonawanda, New York. So if you're in upstate New York, that would be the show for you. If you're in New York City, these people called Drags and Dropkicks keep saying they want to book me, and I'm waiting for them to do it. So bother them. Bother any local promotion in your area and say, please bring this person in because I want to say hello, and then be disappointed by his response. Chris says, howdy, Smooch. Smooch is getting love. Michelle said, hi, Smooches. Welcome to the cult club. I mean, welcome to the club. This is not a cult, even though I tell you guys you should drink the special Kool-Aid that I made, and then, zip yourselves up in the sleeping bag and enjoy yourselves. Eric said, I loved Purple Rose of Cairo. That was a good movie, too. He also did one with Larry David called Whatever Works, which is interesting. It wasn't his best. What was the one with Angel Dice Clay? Blue something? It can't be Blue Dahlia. It's Blue Jasmine, some shit like that. Sean said, same. Can't deal with that one either. Don't know who you're talking to. Hey, barista, hurry up with the coffee, all right? The water is on, sir. It's almost ready. And once that's ready, the coffee is ready to go here. And if you're just joining us, I'm wearing beneath these wonderful underwear, and they're designed by Lurk. The wonderful Lurk. I don't know if there's a name for them. It's a box. Did I say anything else here? Let me rant about this. Post-consumer recycled polyester, so these are used. Enhanced breathability, moisture wicking, shrink-free, wide waistband. The waistband is thick. It's a thick one. And they also have a tag on the side, which easily ripped out, which is now I feel like I'm back in the game. What's going on here? Pantyless Grandma says, wait, there's a special drink now? What did I miss? Oh, I'll send it to you in the mail. It's fine. It's just a powder. Chris said, fun fact, the folks in Jonestown didn't drink the Kool-Aid, but a cheap knockoff called Flavor Aid. Can you believe that? The guy was too cheap to buy Kool-Aid. But also, it's probably lucky that it was Flavor Aid, because if it was actual Kool-Aid, I assume that company would take quite a hit. I don't think people would be drinking it. Rob said, I saw you are doing a Spice World trailer review. Yes, which comes out not this week, but next week. Mel C canceled last minute at my local gay pride. I don't think the organizers were very happy. Kind of like your Pink Ranger story. Yes, that's just really shitty. Oh, hold on. That is really shitty for Mel to do. And she should have at least tried to make it up. Okay, let's get a nice pour, and then before you know it, we'll be raring to go. There we are. Ah, very nice. We will let that sit for 4 minutes. I've set the timer, and we'll continue to talk about Mel C no showing a gay pride parade at the last minute. That's terrible. Emma would have done it. Whether she's gay or not, it's irrelevant. But so this week I'm doing a trailer reaction on Wednesday about the Super Mario Brothers movie from the 90s, which was terrible. And then the week later is Spice World. So mark your calendars accordingly. Oh, and tomorrow at 4, I drop another video from my Making RJ City wrestling documentary series. I will enjoy it. Ben said, I've never worn underwear that does so much. I should look into these. Yeah, these are really changing the game here to make what we can do with technology. I feel like these are something Captain Kirk would wear. Pantyless said, awesome. Love to be a part of this. Definitely not cult. Yes, this is not a cult at all. Michelle said, I can't see who asked, but I would recommend Big Fish if you want to watch a fantastic romantic story. It's a wonderful recommendation. I also get confused. I get bothered when the comedy films have to always have a romantic end. It's like, can we, at some point, they just stop being funny. That's when they end, when they run out of things to be funny about. Smooch just said, I'm going to tweet my local indie promotion, and hopefully he will bring you here to New Jersey. Sorry in advance. It's okay. I'll batten down my hatches. I know people in New Jersey. I don't like it there, but I can at least hang out with them. Angel said, good morning, sweetheart. I hope your day is wonderful. It's so far so good. Chris said, Poetic Justice is an underrated romantic flick. Just in my humble opinion, a decent recommendation. Rob said, is Baby your favorite Spice Girl? No, I think probably either of the Mel's, because I feel like we underrated them as children, and they're a lot better, I realize now, than I thought they were. Bill said, see that you would like David on a talk show. So if you had to choose, which talk show would you want to be on? That's an excellent question. Well, I want something with a good couch. So like maybe a Seth Meyers would have been nice. I don't know if he has that relationship. I don't know if he can pull any strings. He was just on that Lily Singh talk show, and I popped up online. He didn't even say anything. Thanks for the hookup. I don't know what the hell he was plugging. Also The View, because I like Joy. I don't think it would go well, but I like Joy. Eric said we should all look into those. Hint, hint. Jeff said, wasn't B. Arthur a big gay pride supporter? Yes, she was. And in her upon her death, she left a lot of money to this Ali Forney Center in New York that helps homeless LGBTQ youth. I always feel like I have to say it fast because you know the rest of the words. When I say LG, you're like, you know the rest. So I'm like, let's get through. So they started this fund in her honor called the B. Arthur Fund. And you can go look it up and donate. And she has a little residence in New York, which is adorable. Chris said, hashtag David and RJ for the Arsenio Hall show. We would have been good. At peak Arsenio, remember when he came back like 5 years ago for like 2 weeks? Not that one. The original one, we would have been great with the whooping. Rob said, what is your opinion on going commando? Well, let me tell you something. It depends what pants you're wearing. That's the real question. If you're wearing jeans, you're in trouble. You're going to look like you have a salami by the time the day is through. If you have sweatpants, you could get away with it. But again, there's a lot of inherent risk. Bill said, I donated to that center for homeless kids in New York. Thanks to RJ. See, Bill donated to the B. Arthur Fund. Go look. Sorry. It's the water's almost ready. So go donate to those things and pretend to be good people. Okay. Let's get a nice press here today. See, this one's nice. This is a little ASMR for me. This is the most relaxing part of the show. You just hear life and nature happening at this moment. There we go. Jeff said, will the Buffalo Bills win today? I say sure, because I didn't even know they were playing. Rob said, would you ever consider doing a 24-hour live stream for charity? I've thought about doing like a really long live stream. I have to figure out the technology. I feel like it's a lot of work. Also, if there's no way to donate, it would be weird. So I don't know if they have those capabilities where you can actually donate, like on YouTube. You can set it up with a charity where they could donate. That would be something I would certainly consider. And I would need a lot of guests. Even when Jerry Lewis did this Helpthon, he was not alone. He had a team. He had Ed McMahon. He had that barbershop choir you joke around with. Michelle said, wouldn't guys get Famunda cheese? Ew, that's disgusting. You've ruined everything. It's a hazard. It's a risk. You should really, be cleansing as often as you can and be as sanitary as possible. That's the word I was looking for. It's a risk. It's out there. It's a real world risk. Pantyless said Twitch stream. Now I got to go on Twitch. I got to switch streams. I have to cross streams. Dear Lord. I think there's a way to do it through YouTube. I will look. I will investigate. Bill said, have I done any talk shows in Toronto like Marilyn Dennis? I did one called The Goods on CBC. Marilyn Dennis, No, unfortunately. And like morning radio shows. I don't like the morning shows. I need something after 5 p.m. at least. Michelle said that cheese business is the reason why no man or woman should go commando. It's gross. It is. Protect yourself. Ven LeBray said, pro tip, if you have the thighs to fill them out, compression pants are great for going commando because they're really like underwear turned into pants. You know, they're compressing. That's what they're doing. They're holding everything in. Pants are too loose. If you have a pair of tight jeans or tight sweatpants, maybe. But even then, they're only really tight around the legs, not tight around the area you need it. Jeff said, what charity would you raise money for? Well, since I've talked about the B. Arthur Fund, I might as well say the B. Arthur Fund. I think that would be a good idea. That would be apropos and on brand for me. Dave said, does Canadian water taste better or erode than U.S. water? I think it tastes better. I think we have less water problems here. That's my understanding. I think we also have less pollution, not because we're better people, simply because we have less people. So I would say it tastes better. Although, you know, people say New York water. You got to make a bagel with the New York water. The different places have certain distinct tastes, but I would say overall, the Canadian water has been fine and crisp and wet, which is the most important part. You don't want dry water. Smooch said, commando increases the chances of yeast infection. Thank you for the scientific fact, Smooches. Men can get yeast infections too. Not many people realize that. No, because it's you know, I'll tell you why women are at, because I looked this up. They're at a higher risk of the yeast infection because they have shorter urethras. So it doesn't take that long for something to get from outside into the bladder as opposed to the men. They got to go up this hole. They have to take a longer route. Rob said, 1,000 subscribers and have your channel monetized. Then you can get super chats, which is the donation thing. But they take a portion. Streamlabs is the best for charity. So what I'm hearing is that I need 1,000 subscribers. That's what I took away from that. All right, let's pour this huckleberry here, shall we? Again, if you're just joining us, these are underwear people called Beneath and designed by a young wonderful artist named Lurk and gifted to me by David, who's probably not watching. He's asleep. That's fine. A nice, good, long pour. That's nice. We'll let it. I don't want to, and I'm going to sip it and I'm going to go, oh, it's hot, which isn't going to tell you anything. So I'm at what? Almost 700 subscribers? I think we can get to 1,000 soon. And then not only do I need 1,000, and then I need 4,000 watch hours, which is bold. So maybe I should go longer. Maybe I should just do a long day of streaming and get this shit over with. Dave said, are boxer briefs the only way to go? Well, see, this is my issue, and I'm going to get a little technical here. These are actually much longer than this is honestly to wear daily. This is too long for me. There's something, now I feel claustrophobic and I'm getting hot. My legs are getting hot here. So I would say this is good. And of course you can go shorter and that's fine too, but I think I need at least this. So that's, I don't know what length that is, what cut. I've heard many different things, whether they're boxer briefs or whether they're just brief shorts. That's an interesting question. Thank you. Very insightful, Dave. Chris said, love that sound of the pouring. Isn't it so nice? Spending a Sunday morning listening to things being made. Ven LeBray said, I can personally attest to having had the rare and dreaded male yeast infection. Ven, I'm interested. What happened? Is it just burning and discomfort and then it goes away? Please let me know. Can you masturbate with a yeast infection? That's my main question. Pantyless Grandma said, the Dollywood Foundation gives books and has scholarships and awards for students. That's so nice. And I was just telling someone that I need to go to Dollywood. It's on my list. And I need to go to Tennessee. I enjoyed it when I went, and I need to go more. Well, this is good. It has body. Michelle said, hey, I'd be a guest as filler on my 24/7 live stream, RJ's Fans Takeover. Could be very interesting. Clarence could talk Nintendo. I could do horrible puns, and we can all go commando. Jeff said, did you ever see Jim Carrey's movie, The Truman Show? Yes, I did. Very Twilight Zone-y. Probably that and The Mask were his best work. Everything else I didn't really care for. Man on the Moon I liked, but I liked it because I like Andy Kaufman. Yeah, so I like The Truman Show. I'll tell you who's great in it is, what the fuck is the guy's name? The director. Dear Lord. Was that Ed Harris? I think it was Ed Harris. He was great in it too. It's a wonderful movie. Austin Adams said, you should also listen to the podcast Dolly Parton's America if you haven't heard it yet. Ooh, I will look this up. I'll do you one better. Google, YouTube Ernest Borgnine Bus. And there was a documentary about Ernest Borgnine driving his big-ass RV thing across America, just saying hi to people and living life, and it is the most joyful, happy grandpa-ish thing you have ever seen, and I'm positive the whole thing is just on YouTube. Angel said, you just need to have your own talk show. This is kind of what the fuck I'm doing. Your craft one was super cool, and I watched every episode. Thank you, Angel. That's sweet of you. I was going through a couple last week of the episodes because I had to pull some gifts from them. And I miss it. And it was nice. And I'm fine that it's over. Nothing can go on forever. Assholes. You didn't like Ace Ventura, says Carmax? Let me tell you something. I think I said it last week. Ace Ventura 2, it's one of the few movies where the sequel is far better than the original. My issue with Ace Ventura, well, one, was that it didn't know what it was trying to be. It was trying to be adult, but Jim Carrey is a really a children's entertainer. And there's a family comedian, which is fine. It's not an insult. It's just the way it is. I mean, he was doing In Living Color and things of that nature, which is obviously more adult, but obviously when he hit his stride, when he was making the big money, he was doing family films. Ace Ventura was confused as to what its demo was. When Nature Calls is much more kid-friendly and wacky, and I think that helped a lot. Michelle said, I really believe we are living in a Truman Show. And yes, it was Ed Harris. Thank you. Worst Jim Carrey movie. Oh my God. Wasn't there a horror one where he kept seeing the number 27 over and over? I think that one's pretty bad. I think Liar Liar is pretty bad. I don't like Dumb and Dumber at all. I've never found it funny. It was just stupid, and it wasn't so smart that we're stupid. It was just straight stupid, and I really did not enjoy it. Even the Grinch, it's like, everything you do, you can't say anything normally. Every sentence has to be said weirdly. It's difficult. I don't like his art either. I think he's a terrible painter, Dave. Carmack said 23. The movie's called 23. He keeps seeing the number 23. Okay, I have to look that up and see what the ending was. So Dolly hosts a podcast. It's hosted by Jad from Radiolab. It's a 9-part podcast. Rob said, do you actually do crafts in real life? Like, do I make my own cards for people? No, I used to. As a kid, I drew and did things. Now I just cut shirts that are too big for me. I cut them into tank tops. That's the extent of my... Austin Adams says, Ace Ventura is super transphobic looking back on it now. Yeah, I mean, there's that too. But in general, as a film, even when it came out, I'm talking about. Not my bag. Bill said, watch B. Arthur on Maude do a telethon the other day. Is that the one where she sings? Great episode. They did a tribute to Hollywood. Love to see you do a musical version of RJ Does Coffee in His Underwear. My people are writing it right now. And it's going to co-star, of course, me and the wonderful Mario Cantone. Chris said, apparently there's a Fire Marshal Bill cameo in Liar Liar. Speaking of weird cameos, we're going to talk about this because this is very important. You know the movie Witches? Angelica Houston, and she takes off her face and she's a witch. In that scene, in the crowd shot, is Michael Palin from Monty Python dressed as a woman. I guess they filmed it in England. He was on set and friends with everyone and just wanted to whatever. And the other crazy-ass cameo is in the movie Hook. Glenn Close is in the movie. And if you're thinking, I don't remember her being in the movie, it's because she was dressed as a man, and she was such a phenomenal actor. She is the pirate that gets put into the boot box. That's Glenn Close. YouTube it, watch it, and you still won't believe it. Ven said, the yeast infection was actually under my arm. I have no idea how I got it. I was 13, so I'll blame it on puberty. That's fine. It's glandular. The swelling and burning were brutal, and it was constantly moist. Dear Lord, that sounds horrific. Everyone needs to wash. That's the takeaway. I'm so glad you're better now. Carmack said, Dumb and Dumber is awesome. I disagree. Michelle said, the number 23. That's the Jim Carrey movie. I thought it was good. He had quite a randy little bedroom scene. You know, it's supposed to be a horror movie, Michelle. It's not for smut. Chris said, thank you. I can't understand how people can like Dumb and Dumber. Ben said, I wouldn't advise masturbating if you've got a yeast infection on your genitalia. Dave said, wasn't Jim Carrey in Earth Girls Are Easy? You know, it's another movie. There's always those weird alien rom-coms. There's like Men Are From Mars. Remember that one? With Gary Shandling. And there was another one with Martin Short and Jeff Goldblum in their aliens. I'll look them up and I'll react to the trailers, I'm sure. Pantyless Grandma said, Ven LeBray, so it was okay to masturbate with it? Michelle said, your tuxedo shirt you wore with the Phantom mask was your best look yet. Thank you. I like to keep it a little more formal. You know, I'm becoming an adult. I want to be taken more seriously. Ven said, if I managed to masturbate with my armpit, I wouldn't be typing right now. Rob said, Ron Jeremy has an uncredited cameo in the original Ghostbusters. I did not know that. I'm going to have to look it up, and that's delightful. Bob Hope has an uncredited cameo in Spies Like Us, the Dan Aykroyd Chevy Chase. Michelle said, Coneheads. It all comes back around to Dan Aykroyd. Yes, it does. Well, I think we've had a good run today since we just did a Dan Aykroyd callback. Speaking of Jim Carrey, Ven LeBray says, Once Bitten is a classic. That's another sleeper. You don't really, it's not at the top of your head when you think of Jim Carrey. I want to say thank you to David, the Beneath people, and Lurk, who did these wonderful drawings. And I hope he continues to design underwear. Go buy some Beneath. Go buy some Lurk art on his Instagram. He has a little shop. And they're very nice. And, of course, you know, the coffee wasn't that bad either. So until next week, or until I drop a video tomorrow, goodbye. And God bless.